Hey guys, I wanted to share a video with you guys today. A lot of people used to know me as someone who bass fished a lot, right? So before I got into archery and guns and stuff like that, the gun stuff was fun. And I still do it every once in a while, but you can't make money off YouTube on it, so it's not worth it. So I used to be like an avid angler. And that was good, like super good. I had a Nitro 896 bass boat with a 200. I had Venture bass boats, Vision bass boats, had a Ranger, had everything. But there came a time about, this is another beer drinking story event afternoon. I'm trying to let the shoulder rest for a little while, and so I'm not shooting for at least a week or two. But, so I'm going to tell you guys a story, and I'm going to show you a video here at the end of it that'll blow your mind. And this is why I don't really go in the water anymore. This is why I don't bass fish. This is why I don't, I don't know, I still have nightmares about it. It's probably the scariest event of my life. And I wanted to share it with you guys. So, me and my old buddy, Randy O'Connor, back in the day, man, this is back whenever I was working at Ingles, right? And I think I made like $12 an hour, you know, and I was working part-time at Domino's. I was making like $150 a night delivering pizza. I actually made good back then, but I just don't have the stamina anymore to do that. Two-job life sucks. It's not for the faint of heart. But with all that added income, I thought it'd be a good idea to put a 150 horse motor on a 16-foot Vision bass boat. And I'll find a picture of it, and I'll post a picture of the boat in there. It should be somewhere I'll find it. I'll find it here in a minute, and I'll make sure that I attach it in there. So I had a 16-foot Vision bass boat that was ready for a 115. And this dude, he's like, man, I've got a 150 Johnson Seahorse, I'll sell you. And it was a long shank motor, so I had a jack plate on it, jacking it up like 1.5 feet in order to make it work. We were cruising along. Well, before we even got on the boat, I told my buddy, I'm like, for some reason, I've got a feeling this time, let's put a life jacket on. You know, I was like, I ain't feeling this. I was like, something's telling me to put a life jacket on, right? And luckily, it was the middle of the summer. And if it wouldn't have been the middle of the summer, well, you know. So, middle of the summer comes. You know, we're out here, you know, luckily, got a life jacket on. So we got this motor rigged up on this boat. You know, it's way too big for the boat. And we're cruising along. We get about 2 miles out from the landing, right? And we're scooting about 55 to 60 miles an hour, which is, that motor should have pushed that boat faster. But since the boat was so short, really the longer the boat, the faster you can go, because you can get higher up on plane. Anyone with a boat knows that. So we were cruising along. Luckily, we had life jackets on. Looking over at my buddy, you know, he's just grinning. You know, we're having a good time. Just like that, though. Next thing I know, the steering cable breaks, and we actually barrel roll 3 times. I remember we were in the boat, and it went. We came to our senses underwater about 20. I'd say about the boat actually went underwater about 20 foot. And we were in a pocket of air, and we both came to our senses. I'm like, dude, you all right? I'm all right. I remember I could see, because we had a bubble of air that we could breathe in. We took a big deep breath, and my buddy's like, we're not dying here. You know, we swam out, and luckily we had the life jackets on, and the life jackets helped bring us to the top. Well, about 2 minutes later, I guess the boat kind of hit equilibrium, and I guess the force of it being pushed underwater, it brought the boat back up. And I'll show you the picture in a minute. There's just a tip of the boat. Well, about 3 foot of the boat that's sticking out, right? And so here we are. And back in the day, there wasn't any. I think that the closest thing to a smartphone was like the old the Curacao. No, they were all flip phones. This was like 09. I think they did have Apple iPhones and stuff like that, but we didn't have that stuff. We were poor. So I actually filmed this with like the old Curacao, the old school, what is that called? The flip phone. My buddy though, he had like a full Craftsman tool set in the boat, and he put it in a hatch that he didn't turn the lock and lock it. So he had his tool set, his wallet, his phone, everything. It went down like 100 foot of water, gone. But we were alive. So we're out there floating, stranded. The reason why I'm bringing up this video is I just seen something on TikTok of a guy. He didn't have a life jacket on. He almost died, but luckily we did. Sorry, laptop's acting crazy. So we get out there, and luckily this guy's coming up the lake, and he's in a Skeeter bass boat. I'll never forget it. And he pulls up. He's like, y'all need some help? I'm like, yeah. You know, he refused to pull the boat. Boat's still sticking up. We could have drug it close to the bank. He was like, I'm not going to risk my engine. You know, I'm not going to risk blowing it up. It's like, you guys are on your own. He flagged down this dude with a ski boat. And I kid you not, man, they were some great people. I can't remember their names. And if you see this video, you'll know who I am. But I never forget it. Him, his wife, and his daughter put us on their like Malibu ski boat, and I'm sure it had, you know, like the 5.3 Vortec in it, or either the I think those actually have the Corvette engines in them, the 6.2s or the 6.0s. But he towed that boat halfway submerged 2 miles up to the boat ramp, circled around and made wake to push the boat to the landing. And we put it back on a trailer. My phone was still working, believe it or not. And I'd called my brother. And I was like, bro, we just wrecked the bass boat. And I lost my keys. That was a bad thing too. I had to get my truck towed from the boat ramp. And I had to get keys made. But we was able to cut the lock on the trailer, put it on his truck, and tow the boat out. It was so scary. But I'll give you guys the clips of the boat, but of course we're still alive today. This was back in 09, and I just can't get over my fear of the water. I just can't do it. I cannot. Still have nightmares over it. It's still scary for me. I don't know why. I mean, well, I guess I know why. I mean, you know, there's nothing. Until you're in that position to where, I mean, you're just happily cruising at, you know, 50 mile an hour, and then all of a sudden you're rolling, and then underwater, and you get knocked. I was knocked out. We were both knocked out. It was like, ugh. You know, luckily the boat rolled, so it hydrolocked the engine and shut it down. And I was actually wearing a kill switch too, so that was good too. If we would have been just ejected, it would have shut off, hopefully. But no, I actually had that engine running 3 days later. But it scarred me so bad. I was just so done with everything. I actually just scrapped that motor for $150 and just counted my losses and went. But yeah, that is why I don't fish anymore. Yeah, so I'll let you guys see the video. All right, so this is the boat with the factory engine on it, which was a Suzuki 115.
Steering cable broke. There's still an air pocket in the front, but it's just leaking. Steering cable broke. There's still an air pocket in the front, but it's just leaking. Steering cable broke.